Hello and welcome to February's update here from the Mayor's office. First, I'll tell you I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's week. I hope you have some time to identify those that you care about and express some love to them, especially during this nice warm-up that we have this winter. A couple updates here from our office. Last week, our Economic Development Director shared with the full City Commission an update on economic development projects that occurred last year, and we're really happy to see a pretty significant uptick in the amount of permits and the dollars spent for developments. It was over $240 million, a good 30% increase from the year before that. So lots of good development still happening both downtown and in our neighborhoods, and we hope to see that continue. I know several people have reached out to me, and there is growing concern about a potential recession. What we are hearing, and as we look at Grand Rapids and West Michigan, we think will be buffered from any type of national or global recession. We have a lot of diversity in our businesses and our business sector, but we still have a lot of growth. That leads me to the second topic, and that is this past week we had an update of the housing needs assessment that was published. This is a housing needs assessment that captures housing needs and gaps, not just in the city of Grand Rapids, but countywide. One thing I've said for a long time is that the city can't solve the housing crisis alone, that it really is a multi-jurisdictional problem to solve. And we need a Kent County plan, which is why I'm so grateful to serve on the Housing Kent Board. But going back to the housing needs assessment, you know, when it was done a few years ago, we knew from that data that we had a number of gaps in our housing supply across the spectrum, from low income all the way to affordable housing, both in the rental market and the home ownership market. And this recent housing needs assessment affirms that. So unfortunately, for a whole host of reasons, likely because of the impact of the pandemic, we didn't see the type of construction that we were hoping to see to build those units. So we didn't make as much progress as we had hoped. In the past just 2 years, there's been a little over 5,000 housing units added to our community, but we need to accelerate that. And that's really what this housing needs assessment affirmed for us. Fortunately, here at the city, we've already been working hard on that. A couple things that we're doing, and I'll remind you in case you haven't heard, we do currently have RFPs out for our Affordable Housing Fund. That's a $5 million pot of money. We're accepting ideas, and hopefully we'll get some creative projects for smaller infill projects throughout our city to start to meet that need. My hope is that we get those dollars out the door as quickly as possible, and that they support housing throughout our city. Once again, we know that we need housing, all different types, and affordability in our housing market throughout our entire city. The other thing that we're doing is that we are deep into the update of our master plan. Again, as we look at land use for the future, we need to plan for growth. Housing is a piece of that. Coming up in February, just next week, we'll have some community gatherings to start to get your input on updating of the master plan. So on the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd, we'll be at different locations throughout the city. So on the 21st, we'll be at GRPS University from 5 to 7. On the 22nd, we'll be at Union High School, again 5 to 7. And then on the 23rd, we'll be at Alger Middle, again 5 to 7. Giving you an update on where we are. You'll be able to meet some of the consultants working with us on this process, and then provide input. Two other things before I finish up today. We also just released an update on the current vacancies that we have on our boards and commissions. These are positions that either I appoint or they're appointed by our city commissioners and then approved by the full body. If you are interested in serving and giving back, please take a look at those vacancies. It's a really easy process to apply. It's just a couple-page form called a personal information form. We ask that you fill that out, submit it to the clerk. We have a subcommittee of the City Commission called the Appointments Committee. They review that and then make final recommendations to the full body. So please, if you're interested in serving, here's a great way to get involved with local government. And then last, I'm gonna end today really on a sad note with this recent mass shooting and tragedy in Michigan State. At Michigan State University, my alma mater. So I went to Michigan State and am a proud Spartan. I just wanted to express my deepest sympathies to everyone impacted, to the victims and the families and really the entire Spartan community. You know, this tragedy is senseless. It's another tragedy, as many of us have sat and witnessed other tragedies similar to this throughout our country. This one obviously is real close to home. Many of us know people who are impacted. We know students who are going to Michigan State. We know professors who teach there. And I just wanted to express my deepest sympathies to everyone involved and really share my my hopes that all of the victims will find some comfort during these really, really terrible days. So with that, please join me in really keeping that entire community in your thoughts and prayers, and really pray that we as a country are able to figure out what we can do to end this type of violence, but really all violence in our country. So, thank you.